I loved what you said earlier about thinking every situation is new, having fresh eyes and fresh ears to look at a problem, to hear a problem. And you reminded me of a beautiful Zen story. I'm sure you know it. Of the I'll do the quick version, but the idea of the person who wants to cross a river, so they build a raft. The raft helps them cross the river. Now they carry the raft wherever they go, and now they come up to a wooded forest, and they're trying to get through, and the raft won't let them get through, and they realize they have to let go of the raft if they want to go through the forest.
Yeah, I never thought of that. So
yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, the idea
really
that you
perfect.
get so attached to this raft saved my life. I have to keep it on me forever, right? And the idea, yeah, and you know, I can relate to so much of that in my life. Like, you know, I often feel that I allow myself to go through a renewal and almost, and I don't like the word rebranding because it seems so external. It's almost like, what is the word for an internal rebrand? But it's like the idea of I allow myself to just be like, who do I want to be at this stage in my life? And what do I truly want to dedicate my life to and this time in my life to? And I feel like I'm at that stage right now in my life. And because I've far superseded things that I thought I would have done. And now I need and want to create the next challenge and the next, you know, I'm looking forward to something that's big and
that's very healthy. That's good.
Yeah. I'm like looking, what's that next big thing that's going to make me learn new skills and
exactly.
What is the thing that I want to learn in order to, you know, and so I'm there right now. And when you were saying that, I was nodding along and laughing because I can just so relate to that. And thankfully, because of good mentors and coaches, you know, I'm using success to look inward too, as opposed to only failure. And of course, there's plenty of failure in success too. So you're always doing both, but the idea is to always look inward. And so, yeah, I'm actually just sharing that with you because I could relate to it so strongly.
Well, you know, the temptation I had after the success of my first book, The 48 Laws, was to kind of keep repeating it. To do a 48 Laws of Power #2, which is what a lot of writers end up doing because they're worried about taking on something different. They've kind of created their audience. They better just sort of keep to it. With success, you become conservative. I better just do what's working, right? And then, but times change. There's a zeitgeist. There's a spirit of the times. People have moved on, but you haven't. And your 48 Laws of Power #2 won't work. You know, so you need to change. And I do that with every book that I write. Each book has to be different, has to reflect the spirit of the times, has to be a challenge. I have to learn new skills. I have to go outside of my comfort zone. So I think that's sort of a similar thing.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I saw that because I looked, again, what we were talking about earlier, when you study the people you admire in any field or the companies or whatever it may be, you see that constant renewal. And initially, it's very uncomfortable for the audience as well. It's uncomfortable for the community because they're not used to changing and they're not used to seeing people grow in that way. And I think that discomfort is both on the behalf of the individual who's trying to grow and be more of themselves, and it's there for the community too. But it gives birth to something phenomenal, like you're saying. The conservative approach would have never got you there. And so I love that idea. And yeah, it's been a fun time for me trying to figure, like I'm almost enjoying feeling like I'm at the beginning of my journey again.
Wow.
And there's some joy in that. Because,
that's really great.
Yeah, there's some sacredness and specialness of like, oh, I forgot how this felt, you know?
You have to write a book on that. That's your book. That's your next book.
I'm writing my next one already, so this one may have to be later down the line.
Because I'd read that book tomorrow. That's a great idea.
Wow.